Bitcoin just peaked over $23,000. What's going on? Are we in breakout territory? Is the market finally getting out of crypto winter and we can welcome a new, euphoric, juicy bull run where we all can be made whole on our positions and perhaps see an alt season in the nearby future? Or is this a notorious bear trap? I'm going to be talking about it and more. As always, nothing in this video is financial advice. You are the bearer of your own risk here. This is just pure entertainment and discussion. That being said, let's get into it. Welcome back to Conquer Crypto. My name is Dan. I am a full-time builder in the space. I'm heavy into NFTs and metaverse type stuff. I got my own project. It's called 3D Frankenpunks. We've done over 6,300 Ethereum in volume on OpenSea. The goal of this channel is to provide you value, to take my 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 hours in this space and put it into meaningful nuggets to empower you and to also make my own life easier so I don't have to repeat the same information over and over and over. And I can just tell people, hey, I know you're curious about this, you're curious about that, just go check out the channel. Alrighty, would appreciate if you smash up the like if you find this content valuable. And any other suggestions you have for video topics, please let me know below. Anyways, let's get into this, guys. Obviously, we've had an incredible start to the year. It's been very, very exciting seeing Bitcoin up, I want to say $7,000 from its 16K, 15K lows. It's really impressive. This is probably one of the best rallies we've seen throughout this entire bear market, even better than the pump that we saw in the springtime of 2022. We're up almost 40% on the 30-day, and we have completely taken out all of the damage that FTX has done. This is like just really good, man. Just look at this. It even looks like a reverse bear head and shoulders. This is really good. I'm really happy to see this, and it's just piercing with such strength. It's just really awesome. Definitely a big W. But the question is this, is like, what does this mean? Is this a real rally? Or is this just a fake out? One final fake out to trap the bulls and to completely wipe them out in a true capitulation. I'm just going to explain what I think. So if we go to the charts, check this out. Looks absolutely ridiculous. We finally are seeing the RSI on the monthly chart about to cross over. Now, this is an important point. If this can cross over, I think it's very, very bullish long term. And when I say long term, I mean 1 to 2 years. It's very bullish. It doesn't mean that we are about to just soar up 100%. But what it does mean is this: like if we look at the other times where we had our first crossover after a brutal bear market, because you can see here after the top in the springtime, it's just been downhill, and we never got over this yellow line here on the strength indicator on the RSI, right? And we can see that here as well in the 2018 bear market. We topped out here, we fell below, and we could not get above it even though we had rallies until 2019. When we finally crossed over, we saw a significant rally. Right here when we were about to touch it, we saw a bit of a pump prior to it. I do not want this. I just want to show you guys. Might want to let me use it. Trading view is being very buggy. Okay. So once we finally kissed it and we pierced it, we saw 100 and nearly 200% move, 225% move. Now, that doesn't mean up and away. We then chopped sideways for a year and a half for a long while, and then the bull market ripped. Nonetheless, even if you bought here or during this period of time, you're in a pretty good spot and you're still up compared to here. So is that going to happen now? I don't know. Even if you look at when it actually occurred, like prior to it, it wasn't just up and away. We also had, look, right here, when we went under and we were about to pierce up again, there was a bit of volatility. It wasn't a perfectly clean up move. Let's even look at the past here, the previous bull market. Yeah, like for instance, we came up, we touched the line here in 2015, we got rejected, we came down once again, and then we finally pushed up. So it could go either way. If it pierces through, I think it's pretty bullish. It's very good. It doesn't mean that short-term volatility won't be a thing. You know, maybe prices will go down. It's possible. Maybe we hit new lows. But this is like the first like sign of strength that we've seen in Bitcoin for over a year. Like real strength, which is awesome. Obviously, there's all kinds of news and narratives, but I feel like the chart just does what the chart does, and the news is pieced, or the narratives are created to justify it. Obviously, there's always fundamentals and all that jazz, but we're just taking a brief look at this, okay? So I think overall, we're looking really good on Bitcoin over the next 1 to 3 years. Like very good spot. And there might be a possibility, I don't think this is likely, guys, I don't think we're entering a new bull run, but think about this for a second, okay? Just have a little thought experiment with me. All over social media, everyone's talking about how we've been in a crypto winter, bear market. How many people do you know are saying we're going to go to 12K, 10K, 8K, we're going lower, it's going to be a crappy time in crypto. There's so much discussion of it. It feels like it's the same people who are saying we're going to go to 100K during the bull run, but we're on the opposite side of that spectrum. Even go on Twitter, the most viral posts are like Il Capo Crypto, and he's saying like, oh, this is a fake rally. He's getting like 2 million impressions, almost 15,000 likes. Like, these guys are going viral. This post hasn't even been made for a day, and he's just bearish. We have so many bears, just absolutely very negative, and they don't think the bull run will start anytime soon, and that new lows are coming. And they might be right. I'm not sitting here saying that they're wrong, and there's a good chance that we could go lower. But after experiencing the 2021 bull run and how all the bulls were wrong and the few bears were correct, like Gareth Soloway or Richard Hart or Crypto Capo, whatever other guys that you follow, now it's like so many people have flipped and they're very bearish. So many people are super bearish on the stock market, like giga bearish on the stock market. It just makes me think, like, as a contrarian, the herd usually gets it wrong. What if they're wrong here? You know, what if the bull market has already began? And I guess what makes me think about that is, one, I showed you the RSI, right, of how the top was literally back in 2021, almost 2 years ago, guys. The strength top, even though this was a higher technical top, was in 2021. We didn't even match the strength back in November 2021. That top there was nowhere near the strength in springtime of 2021. In a couple months, we're going to be 2 years later after this high. 2 years after this high, where were we? That means 2020 spring. Here, okay? This was the beginning of the bull run. 2 years after the top. Right? What about the previous bull run? Okay, 2013 November, so let's go to 2015 November. Boom. Once again, look, the bull run already began. Bull run began. So if we were to hypothesize, oh my God, that bull run was insane. 2017 was a ridiculous bull run. If we were to hypothesize and say this was the top, we are technically in the very early stages of the bull run. Even on chain wise, and I know that there's a lot of different opinions here. If you look at active addresses, once again, the peak of active addresses was at the top in 2017, 2018, and the peak once again was in the springtime of 2021. Look, do you see this? Right around spring of 2021. Ever since then, even in the November top, look at this. It doesn't even compare. We have just as many active addresses now than we did at the November top. Think about that. I know these are not, very good representations. People can just, 1,000 addresses can represent one person. I know it doesn't, there's ambiguity here, but it's nonetheless a dubious indicator and something interesting to speculate on. I personally think that was the top. That was the top of the market, and what followed here was the beginning of the bear market, a dead cat bounce that happened to put in a little bit of a higher top due to so much leverage in the market. Otherwise, we would have had a dead cat pounce that was a little bit lower if there wasn't so much ridiculous leverage, from FTX or from the Federal Reserve or all this shit, right? So I think there's probably a 10 to 20% chance we are in the early phases of a bull run, and everyone is in hating it and in denial of it. And anyone who's like, oh, we're going up, but it's going to take a very long time. It's going to take 2-3 years. I personally think that's realistic. I'm not trying to sit here like a moon boy. I know so many people, including myself, that got wrecked in the bull run from being a moon boy. I'm not trying to catch a falling knife or anything like that. I'm just trying to play devil's advocate and think about the situation holistically and not just subscribe to viral tweets and really, really think hard on these what's going on here. Because quite often, everyone gets it right and everyone gets it wrong. And we want to use that to our advantage to try our best to win as often as possible, or rather, to just get one massive win. Just one super, super duper massive win. So that's pretty much the end of my little Bitcoin speculation here. The reason why I find this important, and look, I don't even trade Bitcoin. I don't hold much Bitcoin. I'm heavy into the alts. The reason why we talk about Bitcoin is because of the crypto money flow. I'm not sure if you've ever seen this, but for anyone who's interested in making a ton of money in the space, you need to understand the money flow and where the opportunities arise. Because what often happens and how alt season happens, where altcoins go up 100x, it starts from a Bitcoin bull run, Bitcoin outperforming the market, then Ethereum catching up and discussions of flipping and Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin. And then the large caps running, so Cardano, Ripple, Polkadot, whatever large caps in the top 10 to 15 start to run and start to outperform Ethereum. And when the large caps run, then we have alt season. Literally every crypto in existence begins to pump. Fundamentals don't matter. And you can feel the mania. Memes are going viral everywhere. Reddit, Wall Street Bets, Twitter is just pure euphoric mania. And we experienced stuff like that in 2021 with NFTs, with these metaverse coins, with the gaming projects, Axie Infinity going from 50 cents to $155, Solana going from pennies to $250. Pretty insane. So I want to position myself to benefit from that now that if this bull run is slowly starting to start and this is the beginning rumblings of this storm, I want to position myself to make those stupid gains. That's what I wish I did in 2020, like buying PancakeSwap for super cheap, or buying SHIB, or other alts that were just, even Solana, like some solid L1s. I want to position myself to absolutely destroy it. If you want to do that too, I urge you, check the pinned comment. I'm going to leave a fire video for you and a checklist in that pinned comment. All I'm going to ask for is for your email, which will subscribe you to my newsletter. I'm running a newsletter. I'd like to build that up and just provide as much value as possible to you. And it's just a preferred medium of content and conversation, as I can just be a lot more unfiltered. Here on YouTube, I do have to be a bit more cautious with how I discuss things to keep it advertiser friendly and to ensure that it reaches as many people. But on an email list, I have complete control over my speech and my content. So do check that out. I'm going to include how to find these moonshots. What are some of the secrets to finding these 100x gems and to really get FU money in crypto. I'm going to be taking you through that and taking you through a checklist to help you do your own research. It's not as hard as you think. You don't have to keep relying on YouTubers all the time to spoon feed you information. Quite often, you're getting the info way too late. You're often exit liquidity by that time. And I'm here to win hard, and I believe there's so much abundance. We can all win hard together, and we don't need to just, follow the herd and line up for the slaughterhouse and get taken out. How many of us have just been running in circles in this industry and making a little bit of money, losing money, making a little, losing, and just back to square one. If you're lucky, most of us are negative. Most of us are really down, and it's time for that to change. We can have an amazing future for ourselves. It's 2023, a whole brand new year, and I think it's about time that we conquer crypto. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate if you smash up the like on your way out. Drop a little comment on anything you'd like me to do in the future videos, and peace be with you. Namaste, and I'll see you in the next one.